slave. And what's interesting, I mean, that's interesting, but what's more interesting to me is the timing of this release. And in fact, one of the historians that was involved in the research, I want to read the quote from him, because immediately there's a political spin here. He says, Jefferson reappears to remind us of a truth that should be self-evident, that our heroes, especially presidents, are not gods or saints, but flesh and blood humans. Now, do you believe that this has been released to sort of give
yes,
Bill Clinton a sympathy vote for Bill Clinton? Because these elections will directly affect the impeachment proceedings.
Well, what they're saying is just that, oh, well, he had a relationship too. There are a couple of differences, and I'm not down on Bill Clinton. I'm just talking about Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson was not married at the time.
He's a widower, right?
He was a widower. His wife had said to him, evidently, and this I read this morning, I don't want you to think that I just know all this, although I could have pretended that I did.
Well, you were around then, weren't you? So
I'll hit her if you want.
I would like you to know I chose her.
On purpose.
And what
anyway,
we choose,
we
can get rid of.
A, he was a widower. B, his wife on her deathbed made him promise he would not marry. C, in a very funny relationship, the slave was the half-sister of his wife. They had the same father, so she might have looked like her, acted like her, and so forth.
She was a slave, Barbara. She woman was a
But she
slave.
was a half-sister to his wife.
But he was a slave owner.
No, but we're not talking, excuse me, we're just talking, we're not talking about whether he should or shouldn't have or did or didn't, because there are a great many slave owners that did, and at this point we're not necessarily talking about slavery. Let me just finish. We are talking about, is this the same as Bill Clinton's relationship with Monica Lewinsky?
No.
I am saying
well, the
no,
first
it
thing
isn't.
you want to say is that it's not an affair, because slaves did not have the option of having affairs. Slaves were ordered to sleep with their masters. So that's number one. We do need to lay that out there. But I mean, you can't just like go over it. You know?
Right, but supposedly if you believe some of these articles, slaves would often not necessarily encourage it, but agree to it because they knew their kids would then be treated better if, in fact, they were fathered by
How
a...
sick is that?
Well, I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying that it,
But we are not at this point discussing, I mean, everything you're saying is true, and you certainly... I mean, I think none of us feel that that was...
Is anyone really shocked?
That was a problem. But what we're
Not
talking about is comparing this to Bill Clinton, the fact that it comes out one day before. It is not the same. This was a 30-year relationship. There was more than one child. I was not there.
Is it a manipulation? Yes.
But he was, yes, but he was
Yes.
a widower. It seems to have been a different kind of relationship.
But do you think it'll work? I mean, it's
Yes.
the time...
I think it doesn't change my opinion of Thomas Jefferson or of Bill Clinton.
Well, then
just
it didn't work
solidifies
for you.
Well, no, it just solidifies what I've always felt about politics, that they've been corrupt from the beginning. Big deal. This is how it is. Move on.
And everybody is a
And
hypocrite.
everyone kind of agrees.
I mean, do you think that if it actually had come out that Thomas Jefferson had a long-term sexual relationship with a black woman, this is the man who wrote that it was an inappropriate thing for our country for blacks and whites to mix. This is what he said. And the person who also writes that everybody is equal under the law would be on Mount Rushmore or on the nickel or anywhere else. Not in this day. I don't think so. So, of course, everybody's a hypocrite from way back when they wrote the words, long time ago.
Well, but
They have to
reading
lie to
this,
become
does it
president.
change the way you feel about Jefferson? You'd like to remove him from Mount Rushmore?
No, because, you know, I don't get my moral leaders from who the President of the United States is. You get your morality from the people who raise you. You don't get your morality from the President. I know you disagree, though.
No, I think you get your morality. I think you get your values from the people who raise you. But I also think that we do, one hopes that we have some heroes. And I don't think anybody's going to change their opinion about
what he's done.
But I don't think it's the same as what Bill Clinton. Nobody has ever said that Bill Clinton is the first man or the first president ever to have a relationship, affair. Well, I don't think that Monica Lewinsky was an affair as we think of it. What people are talking about is the...
What do you mean that wasn't an affair? That's not an affair?
Well, it depends on what you mean. I don't know.
Oh, we're going to go back down that road. Okay, right.
It wasn't sex and it wasn't an
What
affair.
people are talking about is the recklessness, her age, his marriage. You know, it's not just, was there something that, you know, was it an
All right,
affair?
so in other words, the timing didn't work.
Maybe.
All right.
We'll know tomorrow.
All right, we'll know tomorrow. That's right, we'll know tomorrow. Okay, what is more important, the right to privacy or the right to your ancestry? There's a woman in Florida, and she gave up her baby for adoption 35 years ago, and she is suing the private investigator who brought them back together. That investigator somehow got hold of adoption records that the mother thought had been sealed forever. So she is suing for invasion of privacy and intentional infliction of emotional distress. She says she's been a wreck. She hasn't been able to work at all. Now, we always feel sorry for the kids in these cases. What about the mother? Doesn't she have a right to privacy?
I say yes.
Well, I thought that adoption files were sealed. I didn't think you were.
I don't even know how they got the information.
Well, go ahead, Barbara.
Well, it is not as hard to get information now as it used to be. There's a lot of information that's on the internet. You can probably go back to the agency if the child was adopted by an agency. There is this trend in this country, which we all know about, for children, and usually when they're adults, to try to find the birth mother or the biological mother. And our heart is usually with that child.
Right.
And Star and I were talking about it, and Star said, well, a lot of it is that you want to find out what the health records are. I have to tell you, I don't know the health records of my own parents or grandparents. You know, we didn't have all of that then. But we very often forget about the right of the birth mother and father who gave the child up and may not necessarily want to have this all open. She or he may be married, may have other children. It is a very ticklish question. More and more today, adoptions are open. You know who the birth parents are. Sometimes they even, you know, stay together.
And share pictures over the years and all that stuff.
But if you don't want it known, it's a very tough.
But if you don't want it known, it doesn't matter because it can be known. Isn't that what they're saying, Star? It doesn't matter.
There are 2 states that have completely open adoptions. One state actually is voting tomorrow, Oregon, to open adoptions. But you can grease anyone's palm to find out any information. And this is a private detective who did some searching, and we don't know how this particular detective found the
It's
information.
a lot easier to do these days on the internet, and I'm not sure how,
yes.
but there's a lot of information that you can get now that you weren't able to get.
Going back to what you were saying.
Where people live, addresses, so forth, there's a lot of that stuff now that you couldn't know.
I'm really glad you brought up the internet because, you know, I hate the internet, and I have one more reason to hate the internet. It is not just an eyesore, an energy drain, an overall evil invention. It is also, it is a home wrecker, all right? That machine, that stupid little, everything about it. People who are already married are
Would you
finding...
give your opinion, please, and
I
stop
know.
being
It's
so
the
devil.
It's the devil. It is the devil. You talk about the witches
It is
and devilry.
Satan.
It is...
My computer dropped today. This was those damn witches.
It was
Go
not
ahead.
those damn
It
witches.
was. Go
It is
ahead.
the internet is evil. They're finding out, these counselors are getting, these people are coming to them, divorce lawyers, their hubbies or wives, whatever, have found love on the internet in those stupid chat rooms, and that has led to adultery and consequently divorce. Now, you try to defend this now, Star. I'm sorry.
Anyone who has that kind of time on their hands scares me to begin with. To be sitting there on chat rooms with
For
all
hours.
those weirdos.
Oh, I chatted before. I mean,
At my point,
I know.
exactly.
Exhibit
No,
A.
I'm kidding.
I did. Exhibit A. No, I did. But, you know, I did find that, first of all, there are a lot of people on the internet in the chat rooms who are looking for phone sex and computer
So use
sex.
the
and all
phone
that.
then.
But, you know,
Not the
they're
computer.
looking, they're using, they do computer sex.
What,
And
they
you can
type with
tell-
one hand?
It's
How does that work?
hilarious. It's hilarious. You
Everybody missed that.
sticky
That was very
buttons.
funny.
Thank you. What do they type with one hand?
I used to date a guy who would sit there for hours on his computer with 4 and 5 friends, go to these like porn sites and nudie sites and download celebrity pictures. And,
Okay, enough about him.
Oh, it's disgusting.
But what I'm saying is, I remember chatting with this one guy, and he abruptly interrupting and going away. And I found out later his wife walked into the room. He was a married guy.
We
so,
did a
yeah.
case on 2020 last year in which the wife and husband got divorced and so on and so forth over the internet. Does Richard use the internet, darling?
He just got it, actually.
He was talking to me last
Well,
night.
we were having sex. Well, all I know is we were having sex the other day, and he said, "Let's boot up." I didn't get what he meant. Maybe, I don't know.
It's when he tells you to download that you're in trouble.
Oh, that's
Sharon
disgusting. All
Stone is
of
here.
you.
We are thrilled to have Sharon Stone back, and she isn't even feeling that well, and she came in here just for us.
Yeah.
She is the quintessential movie star. Well, you see her. The hair is this short, and the face is this gorgeous. Anyway, as you know, she's also a little mysterious. She's always making headlines, and we'll find out about her new, very interesting film role and the new husband. Sharon Stone with us next.
You know. And why would a gold medal winner who was a miracle on ice at the Olympics expose her miraculous body in the pages of Playboy? Find out when skater Katarina Witt tells all about bearing it all.
Hey, good.
Yeah, it's kind of strange though, because I just went to one of the competitions a week ago, and you would see the other skaters, and you know they have a smile on their face, you know, and you know why, you know, and so I just smiled back. It was quite funny, but because you would watch it, and I really like it, but it was strange when the issue was sitting in the back, and Sharon went through it, you know, and I'm sitting there, and other people are looking in, and then it's strange when you're right beside it,
But everybody then turns to you and say, you better go, girl.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what they say.
Do you feel at all, you know, there's always that question, well, you know, she's supposed to be a role model. Is this what you're trying to say about women? Here you are, this superb athlete, and yet there's, you know, you're posing nude. Do you think about that in terms of role model?
Well, the truth is I thought about it before. And yeah, but basically this is how we're born, this is how we are at home, and there's nothing to hide, and it's just very natural. And I think the way they're done, the way they're shot, you know, in such a natural way, so that I'm comfortable with it. And I know figure skating is a big family issue, you know, you have kids watching, and there are probably parents who think, oh yeah, now she posts nude, but I guess once they see it, they change their mind.
You've also said how you grew up in East Germany, or what was East Germany, where people went to nude beaches. That's your childhood, so it's comfortable for you. But how does your boyfriend feel about this?
Well, he likes it.
He does.
Well, the truth is, I told him. I didn't ask him, but I told him. And then he came there with me. He wasn't at the exact location. He was somewhere else. But he knew that I will do it in the right way. And now a lot of people and friends of his are coming up to him and say, hey, so what do you think? He goes, oh, just go and buy it. They're beautiful.
They should be coming up to him and saying, oh, are you lucky?
And I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're all jealous.
You know, a lot of posing and the way the ankle is, you can do a lot of good things.
They're very tasteful photos.
You said that you're happy with the photos. I mean, what were you trying to accomplish, and did you accomplish it?
Well, first of all, I wanted to set it away completely from me as a figure skater, because I'm known as a skater. That's why there's nothing about skating or ice. Maybe some people thought I'll be in skates and nude, you know, but this didn't make sense to me. And I wanted to have it very natural done, you know, in the water, where actually it was 3 days. I was just cold, I was freezing, it was wet, so it wasn't that pleasant, but the result finally was then great. But I didn't want to have it in some kind of a sexy way, you know, and I think it has some innocence to it, as much innocence you can have when you're naked. But
Nude skating in the middle of the water.
Wait a second.
What's innocent about
They're
that?
beautiful. They're very tasteful.
you know, and what I found is very great if, like, you guys as women come up and say they're beautiful, so it's not just like targeting to men, and so they open up and see it. I think this is the best compliment I can have, that women come up and they say, you know, they're really beautiful done.
Well, Katarina, congratulations on these. And I'm sure everyone out there will be running to get this. And best of luck on anything else you choose to do in the future. Come back with us,
Even
okay?
with clothes on.
Even with clothes on.
I still
Clothes on and
skate, you know,
skates.
I still
You do?
skate a lot.
Thank you so much. We'll be right back.
Congratulations. I'm glad you got what you wanted. Should I go, or am I sitting back here?
My mommy says I have a sinus, and I can't breathe.
My allergies make me achoo.
This cold's not so hot.
No matter what's wrong, Children's Tylenol will help make it all right. 4 distinctly different formulas: sinus, allergy, cold, and flu. Each with the trusted relief you'd expect from the makers of Children's Tylenol. Sinus, allergy, cold, and flu. Everything you need to help your kids feel better.
Meet the absolutely remarkable My Interactive Pooh.
Hello, Jenna.
Pooh knows my name.
He's an extraordinary new Pooh with CD-ROM.
Jenna, where's Eeyore?
Here?
Hooray, you found Eeyore.
Pooh interacts with your child and computer for hours of games, stories, and songs. Or download and take Pooh's fun anywhere.
Jenna, let's sing I'm so rumbly in my tumbly.
The incredible new My Interactive Pooh.
Wiz presents the 10 million thousand things we have to do every day. Locate stuff. Prevent osteoporosis. Conquer flab. Train dog, pet husband. Control frizz. Remind kids of family infrastructure. Save the planet. Then we still have to do the laundry really well. Good thing Whisk is a targeted cleaning system. Now everything you wash gets done right the first time.
Hiya, son.
Hi, Dad.
I'm off to work now.
Okay, Dad.
With complete 24-hour service, Geico Auto Insurance starts working on your claim immediately.
Be careful with her.
We'll get you back in your car quickly, so you won't have to rely on alternate transportation. Geico Direct. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Twice a year, the fashion elite gather in London to view the latest collections from the world's leading designers at London Fashion Week. And Vidal Sassoon products meet the demands of the best stylists as they create the latest hair trends. Inspiration. Born on the catwalk and brought to you in every bottle. For style that's perfectly you, there's Vidal Sassoon.
When it comes to your health, never compromise, even when choosing a laxative. You need one that's strong enough to work overnight, but also gentle. Try doctor-recommended Dulcolax. Its comfort coating even protects your stomach. Get strong, get gentle, get doctor-recommended Dulcolax.
I love the fishes because they're so delicious. One for you. Gone goldfish. Two for me.
Pepperidge Farm Goldfish crackers, baked with no artificial preservatives and cheesy, not sugary like sweet snacks.
I love my goldfish.
It's one snack that's okay to get hooked on.
My wife and my best friend. Huh?
Listen, this has been very hard on Barry. He really loves you.
I'm touched. It's unbelievable. What is happening to people? Where is the integrity? Where is the honor? Where is nobility? Where is loyalty? Where in the world do you find those things anymore? England.
Listen, folks, I don't want to be a school mom, but the last time we all talked, none of you had voted.
I know.
Oh, we're voting tomorrow, though.
Yeah, you were too busy making phone calls, I know. But
That's right.
But to everyone out there, there's a lot of apathy going around. Please vote. It's our right. Thank heaven it's our right. So vote. Voting?
I will.
You're
Tomorrow's the
voting?
most important.
Voting. Okay. Thank you to all of our guests today. They're all voting. And tomorrow we've got the queen of the soap, Susan Lucci, is going to be on with us. And another installment of Dear Debbie, you're going to...
I'm shearing a sheep tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
Oh, good heavens. All right, everybody, take a little time and enjoy the view.
Get back to my Greek sheep.
Let's talk about,